Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the LP. Finally gotten the tree to above cloud level like we've been trying to do for a while now. Took about, basically double chest full of oak logs. That's what I saved up to and decided to build up to, and so we got just above cloud level with that, excuse me, as I stutter. So it's time to start putting the foliage on our tree here. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is for now, just because I want to start working on some other projects like I said, and because I spent so much damn time on this project, I think what we're going to end up doing is actually just let me off this. Just a basic, simple, quick layout with the amount of leaves that we do have, and see where that leads to. So I'm going to kind of just go around the tree right here like I'm doing now and lay down some leaves. And we'll see how that looks. We'll go from there. I do still plan on having branches come off from the side here and kind of arc their way up into the tree. Maybe not that strong, but get the basic gist, I assume, of what I'm talking about. But we'll see how this looks. I did want to make the tree a little bit more fancy, I guess, not just like, you know, a Minecraft oak tree where it's just, you know, straight up trunk into foliage that was just kind of rounded out. So we'll see how that works out, if it does work out even. Let's go ahead and get this layer on real quick and I'll show you what I'm planning on doing. Yep. How long's it been? It's been 3 months I've been working on this dang project, and we're finally at this level. So much damn time spent chopping down trees, it's just insane. That one back. The other ones I don't mind so much, but that one will bug me. Yeah, as you can see, we're just barely above cloud level. Just 3 logs above, which is I think 135. Yeah, 135 is where we're at. Which I think they raised cloud level then, because I could have sworn cloud level as I get Steam messages. That's great. I could have sworn cloud level though before was like 120. Yeah, like 120 to 124 or something like that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure clouds are 4 blocks high though. Anyways, we got pretty much an inventory full of leaves and then another 6 or 7 stacks down there ready to be used, so we'll see how much we can get accomplished with this much and see where it goes. But for now, I'm gonna kind of just I'm not gonna worry too much about how it looks from the center of the tree in, though this is never mind. I was gonna say something that's been driving me crazy for a while now, but now that I think about it, the inside log here already blocks off what I'm talking about. I was tired of having it rain on my bed. Let's go ahead and take this out to here, and then we're just gonna bring this across like this. One problem is it's gonna take a lot of leaves to finish this up. Basically, as this gets wider, it's just gonna be an absurd amount of stacks for just each layer of leaf, and I'm hoping from the bottom of the tree looking up, you won't really notice as much the I guess oddness, the see-throughness of the leaves, you know what I mean? Like if we're down below that far down, I'm hoping that you can't tell that there's only one layer of leaves because of how see-through they are, because you know how like for instance, you can see through those leaves, but if you look at through this angle, then it looks a lot thicker than like right there, so to speak, or so I'm saying. But we'll see if that works out how I plan or not. I was gonna probably not do most of this on camera, but seeing as I'm gonna be playing around with it here for a minute, I guess we'll just record through this first couple roundabouts of the tree to see how it kind of looks and give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about. Hopefully I don't get any more Steam messages while I'm at it. Alright. I actually have a couple of project ideas that I've been wanting to work on. Besides the Nether Hub, which we already know about, and the cave system, there was another project I did want to work on. So I'm kind of just getting like an absurd amount of ideas now that I'm finishing up this project. Because before it was kind of, you know, I was working on this, my focus was mainly on this, but like I was talking about in the last episode, I wanted to really revisit the idea behind a build that I had done on another server a while back that got shut down. And so that's kind of why I was rushing around, spending some of my time when I needed a break from... I just noticed we're above cloud level and it's raining. Um... Notch, physics do not work this way, I'm sorry. But, yeah, anyways, like I said, I wanted to revisit that old project, so that was kind of why when I needed a break, I was spending time looking for the right area to start working on that. But now that we're actually getting to the point where I'm actually just about finished with this project, I mean, I think we've got like another 2 or 3 weeks left in it, including putting on the foliage. Why do I keep saying foliage? Including putting on the foliage and the branches and all that. I would say it's going to take us another 2 or 3 weeks to completely finish this up if we were to work on it non-stop, which I'm not sure I'm going to keep doing this or not. It might be kind of just one of those things where as I get burnt out in the other project, I'll come back and start working and finishing up this tree a little bit more. So we'll see how that works out. But I do have... Anyways, the whole point of this whole spiel that I've been going on is I do have more ideas for projects kind of popping into my mind that I hadn't really thought of before that I would really love to do. One of them, well, actually, 2 of them consist of underwater builds. And not underwater builds as in like the whole, oh hey, let's go to the bottom of the ocean and flatten it out and make a glass dome. Like I don't understand why that's so popular, so enjoyable to people. I don't know, it doesn't look good to me. I've never understood it. But one thing I did have in mind for those of you who do understand, which will probably be absolutely 0 of you, is to rebuild, or not rebuild, but, well, I mean, technically you can consider it a rebuild, but to... Is that? Oh yeah, okay. Anyways, you could consider it a rebuild, but the idea behind it was to work on the city of or well, I guess underwater station of Lemura, which I'm probably slaughtering that name. I don't know, it's German, so... Or I'm assuming the name ties in German since the whole premise behind the underwater station was German-Japanese cooperation, so to speak. But we'll see how that goes. Part of the problem with that is I really need like a really deep section of ocean in order to make that work. So I'm not entirely sure how that'll end up working out. Did I do this wrong? I did do this wrong. That leaf needs to go away. That leaf needs to go away. It doesn't be perfectly rounded anyways. If it was perfectly round, that would give it too much of a level of consistency, too much of a mechanical, methodical look to it. And trees just don't work like that. So a little bit of randomness is not going to hurt it too much. The rain is really bothering me, being above cloud level. I don't know why it's bothering me so much, but it is. Yeah, we'll go just like that. We'll make that area a little bit thinner. Let's get some more leaves out here. Oops, it's okay, we can come back and revisit that in a second to get our next layer up. So we'll go up 3 levels, 3 layers, and see kind of how that looks, and see if we do end up liking the way that it looks. Anyways, I'm trying not to round this out too much. We'll see how that ends up working out. I don't want to box it up either, though. It's one of the main things I'm worried about is it being too boxy, too yeah, I guess boxy would be the word. Too square. Too Minecraft, maybe? Let's go ahead and go out 3 right here. Just like this, bring this around. Whoops. I'm getting really good at doing that. Ah, man, I did it again. turns out when we get down below. But I think we're just about to that point. Yep, okay. So let's go back over to the other side and go ahead and place our last layer around up here. Oh, that's the one I want right there. So yeah, for the layer below this one, where it's out one more, it takes, how much did we say it was? It was like a stack and 48 or something like that. So for each layer I go out, I'm increasing the number of leaves I need by, I think 12 would be the correct number. I do not know. Math is not my forte. Go ahead, round that off a little bit from the next layer up. We'll do that same right here. Yeah, I'm not 100% on that, so don't quote me on the 12 number. Someone will, I'm sure, eventually see this video and be like, no, you dumbass, if you take the circumference of the circle with blah blah blah, fuck math. Math is not for me. Oh man. Anyways, let's go ahead and some more leaves in our inventory and do this last layer. Oh man, my pinky finger's hurting from holding down shift the whole time. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there. One of the pains of being a smoker is every time I start recording and talking, it's generally after I've had a cigarette, so kids, don't start smoking. You will not enjoy your life. Go ahead and bring this layer right here around. About halfway done now. Hold out there, pinky. Let's actually shift fingers. There we go. Give my pinky a break. And my ring finger. Hold down the shift for us. Yeah, I kind of didn't want to round this out. Not like this, at least. Though I think this is the way it's going to have to work anyways. And then I think what we'll do is have the branches coming off branch out a little bit further and have little balls of leaves, so to speak, coming off of those branches as well. So that way we've got like the really large, bushy, I guess, central mast of the tree, and then the foliage from the branches, kind of evening things out and thickening the tree up, so it's not just a you know, a trunk with a bulb on the top of it. But we'll see how it looks. Like I've said a couple times now. One good thing is with these leaves, I don't longer have to ender pearl down. I can easily jump into the pools of water below me, which I couldn't do before. That'll be nice. Yeah, I'll bring this. Well, I guess that's that. Alright. Go ahead and wrap this around. Just about done, and we'll go down and take a look at it. Hopefully the rain won't interfere with the picture too much. I know YouTube quality isn't the best, especially when I can't upload in high definition. One thing actually I did want to bring to mind that reminds me of is right now I'm trying to do around 26 to 32-ish minute episodes, kind of keep in line with the whole, you know, like, shit, like TV type thing with 30 minutes including commercials. Granted, there's no real commercials in this. I could put them in, but I'm not going to. So that's kind of what I've been trying to go off of, is like the 30-minute schedule-ish type thing. But I think if I reduce the episode limits to around 20 minutes max, maybe 22 for episodes where I just really need to get the couple of extra minutes in, I'm pretty sure I could start uploading HD and actually accomplish the upload within, you know, 6 hours or so, rather than it taking like 10. So if you guys would prefer to see some episodes in HD, let me know, and we can try that out, see how that works out, see if you guys prefer the 20 minutes in HD over the 30 minutes in 480. So if it is HD though, it will only be 720, so keep that in mind when thinking about it. Let's go ahead and ender pearl down and take a look. Let's go ahead and let's go sleep. Pretty sure it's nighttime. Get rid of this rain. Oh man, I love that speed boost. So nice. One thing we do need to do is, it's not nighttime. Anyways, one thing we do need to do for the new area that I think I'm going to work on. See, I'm not entirely sure what project I'm going to start up next now. I have so many ideas that I'm not sure what I'm going to go with, but I think we're going to need a couple more beacons for what I want to work on. And part of the problem is with like the Lemura idea, I wouldn't really be able to have a beacon because I'm pretty sure the water blocks the light. How does that look? Oh, I think I need to bring it down a little bit further on the trunk in order for it to look proper. And I am going to have to double up or triple up the leaf levels, or leaf layers. Let's go ahead and go double up the leaf layers and see how that looks. See if it looks a little bit thicker. Looks a little bit better that way. So we'll see how that works out. Can I sleep? Nope. Okay. We're going to head up and go ahead and do that real quick. And actually, you know what I want to do before we go up? I actually want to see that. I'm not entirely sure what does block beacons. I know I saw someone's episode. I'm not sure who it was. They had stone fences over their beacon for design. I think I've seen a couple other people who did that, so I'm fairly certain that stone fences don't block the light. But I'm not so sure on water. Because if water doesn't block the light, if the light can travel through water and allow the beacon to be turned on, that opens up a whole lot of ideas that I originally didn't think were possible. So we'll go ahead and test that real quick and see. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it like this. Do leaves? It can pass through leaves. No, it cannot pass through leaves. Okay. Takes just a second to update then. Alright, so let's go ahead and swim and try and keep on top of this. Alright, yeah, so water does block it. That's kind of a bummer. You'd think that if it can go through glass and it can go through stone fence, for Christ's sakes, that it would be able to pass through water. I mean, leaves maybe not, with the exception of the stone fence kind of conundrum. I could kind of see leaves blocking it. But, water, you would think the light source would be able to pass through. I mean, I guess you could say that, you know, light would become distorted and wouldn't be able to travel as far. But still, I don't know. I mean, it's a hell of a fucking light beam. I don't know. It's just... So water does not work, which means that if we were to do, say, like the Lemura thing, which I guess I haven't really explained what it is. I just kind of said for those who do know. It's basically what it would be is like an underwater. Well, the premise behind the Lemura in the story is it's an underwater theme park built out of the bottom of an island, a man-made island that is. I don't know. But, anyways, sorry as I get sent off my tangent there with a randomly placed block. But, anyways, it's an underwater theme park. It kind of be, think of it like, it's hard to explain without going into, like, really, I guess, scientific detail on, like, you know, the way pressure works underwater, atmospheres, and all that. Basically, think of it like a giant underwater... I don't know, facility. Like, basically the design of it was, it's a cylindrical kind of, I really don't know how to explain it. Basically to be an underwater kind of design, which would mean that with the way that it's set up, in the story. The pictures of it that are shown, they're support beams, and then through the island in the center, the elevator, if I remember right, is on each of the support beams, or it's only one of the support beams, but the support beams go up to the center, and basically think of it as like this leaf layer here would be the ring around if it was a much smaller version, and then the center would be hollow. It'd be just water. So this ring would be like a rounded off cone that circles around, And so it's kind of like that, and like right here would be one of the support beams that goes down from the bottom ring up to the island on the surface, which keeps it afloat so it doesn't sink. And so the elevator would be in that. And I think one thing we could do is have the quote-unquote elevator shafts be where our beacon light was if we wanted to do that. I don't know though. It's going to be one of those things where even if I do that project, it's going to take a lot of time, or at least a lot of TNT, which I don't really have the gunpowder for right now, because I need a lot of area to work with underwater, and I mean a lot. So we'd have to go out to an ocean and really hollow it down. Whereas this other project is kind of already at that point where I don't really need to worry about that so much because most of it's already set up. So we'll see what, I don't know. I'll give it some thought and see what I actually do want to work on, see which one sounds more interesting to me, and go from there. Let's go ahead and just hop down here and just go ahead and blast some leaves on here. Because as much as I'm sure you guys are enjoying my nonsensical rambling, I would like to see how this looks pretty quickly so we can actually move on with the episode and not spend the entire episode just putting down a couple hair of leaves, you know. So we'll see. One thing I was worried about though was this exact thing right here. Creeper spawning on the wood. I don't think they can spawn on leaves. I'm pretty sure mobs can't spawn on leaves. So I think what I need to do is go around and round that off. Granted, I have seen mobs on top of trees, so I don't know if that's entirely true. Someone could probably tell me. If not, there was a shit. What's his name? He was like the first LPer I ever watched. He doesn't really LP anymore, from what I know. I haven't seen his channel forever though, so maybe I'm wrong. Statics, yeah, that's what it was. Like Static 777 or something like that. He does some, or he did some series on what blocks mobs can spawn on. Maybe I'll go watch that and find out if the leaves are one of the blocks mobs can spawn on. Or I could just test it myself. That's always a possibility. I'm gonna assume though, based on how much spawning space we have up here, which is the only spawning space around because the ground's too far away, that they're not gonna be able to spawn on leaves, seeing as they're not. So I'm fairly certain, because of the way that that Minecraft calculates where mobs are gonna spawn, it's gonna take all the leaves into consideration as a spawn point, even if they can't spawn. So it's gonna say is here is a flat surface. Each of the mobs are going to try and spawn. We're going to try and spawn them at this coordinate, this coordinate. Can the mob spawn at this coordinate? Does it have enough room height-wise? Yes, okay. Is the block able to be spawned on? No? Okay, we're not spawning the mob. Type thing. Okay, am I finally... No, I'm not done yet. Ah, good lord. Come on. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to spawn on leaves. So if I just ring this around with leaves, I think we'll be alright. Could also go out to a test world and find out as well. Creative test world. For 100% sure. Assuredness. We'll go see if 2 is thick enough to make it look decent from below. Well, moment of truth. I don't know if that's going to be... Yep, I'll reach the water this time. Sweet. One thing I didn't know is ender pearls... Let's go underwater, I'll show you. Ender pearls move slowly underwater and lose a lot of their arc, which is a pretty cool effect. Same thing with arrows. For those who didn't know that it worked with arrows before. It's always worked with arrows as far as I can remember. Granted, I think like 1.9 or whatever before the pre-release was the first time I actually officially tried it. It's definitely a lot better. It's harder to tell at night, though. Let's go ahead and go sleep, now that we can. You can only sleep at night. Alright, let's go out and take a look at it with the blue skylight, or blue light from the sky, accenting the leaves. It'll be a little bit easier to tell if it's thick enough like that or not. Fuck off, guy. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna want to go 3 thick on this. probably. And it definitely looks a lot better like this than it did before. Let's turn off clouds. Video, details, clouds, off. Just leave them off. There's no point in having them on for now. That's kind of a weird lighting effect, though. It's going to be obnoxious. It's not like inside where I can just put down a torch to fix it. They're kind of farther away. Harder to reach. Yeah, I think with the foliage, though, we're going to want to go 3 thick. And I don't really want it to be too much wider than this. If we were to say, you know, that's 3, let's get down underneath it and I'll show you what I mean. So if we were to say right now that that's 3, I think that I want to go out to about here. And mind you, that entire way is going to be kind of arcing. I don't want it to be too thin either. I just don't want it to be too thick, because part of where the foliage I'm planning on having is going to come from is from the branches coming off the side, which will start at around this level, which will help blend the dip in. Ooh, put a frame like there, which will help blend that in. So that's where I kind of want to bring it. Yeah. Definitely going to want to go 3 thick. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and head back inside. Just about out of leaves. How are my trees doing? Are we growing? This is the one time that having super trees is actually nice, because I need the crap ton of extra leaves I get from them. Whereas before with logs, it's just like you get this huge clusterfuck to dig through and you only get like 5 more logs out of it. 10 if you're lucky. So super trees are actually good for once. Let's go ahead and head up. I might end up redoing something with this floor here so it's not so dark. I kind of liked this though, like the roof being darkened up and then the beam from the light looking like it's lighting it because of the hole in the center there allowing light in. Because Minecraft physics are fucking retarded like that. So light travels. I don't know, it's weird. It doesn't seem right, but if I were to say what I'm talking about, it would be completely plausible, or it would be completely actually true of how light works. So I'm gonna refrain from making myself look like an idiot, even though what I'm saying does have merit. So let's go ahead and head up here real quick. We'll go ahead and block off mob spawning for now with our leaves like this. Anyways, I don't plan on getting much accomplished this episode. For the most part, it's just to talk about the future plans as I start working on this. So now that you kind of see what I'm planning on doing with the trees, let's go ahead and go over some of the ideas that I do have for the next base. Or, well, for our next project, so to speak. And our next project, for the most part, for most of the ideas that I have, is actually what I'm planning on being just like an actual permanent base, or like permanent home. Something I do like to do when I play this game is I'll have, for instance, that exact thing. Like I'll have projects that I'm working on, which are just kind of things that are cool to look at, and then I'll have, you know, a base or something that I can call home. So, for the first idea I have, which is the one we've already gone over, the other cave, is kind of just the underwater, sort of in the ravine, like built into the ravine, kind of almost city. Now I'm getting texted, like, why does everyone like me so much today? Give me a second, let me just make sure it's not important, guys. Sorry. So now I get to pick her up earlier. That's great. Anyways, we don't have much longer on this episode anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and quickly hurry up and spiel through what I'm talking about. So that one would mostly be kind of an underwater city built into the ravine. Then there's the Lemura idea, which is basically an underwater city, this again type thing, but a little bit different. Kind of hard to explain. Another idea I did have is I kind of have been wanting to do something a little bit like what Rockhound's doing for a while. Not in the BirdCraft server, but in his actual LP world. And I kind of refrained from considering that idea just because of the fact that he's doing it more than once. So I'm not sure on that one. But the idea or the premise I'd have behind that is less of a floating island with a castle, a bit more of just an actual just aesthetically pleasing floating island, and a lot larger than what he's currently working on. So it'd be something that wouldn't. It'd be a lot of tedious work that would be kind of hard to record. But as it got further along, would be kind of one of those things that would look really, really cool. I don't know. Also, kind of a little bit worried about the BirdCraft server. Haven't really seen any of the guys on ever, so we'll see what happens. I have a, I don't know. I'm cursed. Servers that I join servers that I join and actually spend a lot of time and work on projects in them seem to die pretty quick. So, as I flaunt my probably pointless worries to you guys. So that was another idea, the floating island idea. And I'm sure we'll build something up there if we do do a floating island. I don't know what I don't know what I'd want to build up there. Though I think if we were to do the floating island idea, the premise or the idea behind it would be, I don't know, more steampunky, I guess would be probably the way to put it. Like, I'd want to have the base not be on, or our actual, home base not be on the island itself, but rather on like I guess a steam-powered ship, floating ship. We could remake the Gorillas Island or something with a windmill. Something like that, I don't know. So that was my third idea. I do have a couple of other ones, but I think I'm going to refrain from. That's going to be obnoxious, the swamp. Nothing I can do about it now, but anyways, like I was saying just a second ago, we do have a couple of other ideas that I kind of was thinking about that are a little bit less refined, a little bit less, like this is what I would want to do with it. And one of those ideas was to actually do something with a mountain. The problem is it's kind of what I was doing with my single player or LP, and or before I dropped that for the BirdCraft server, and it's something that I usually do is I usually build into mountains and stuff. I don't know. As a Dwarf Fortress player, to me it just feels, I guess, natural. Maybe that's what we can do. Something I haven't actually done before is like try and recreate a Dwarf Fortress on or in the inside of a mountain. I don't know. We'll see. But that's another idea. So I'm not entirely sure if that would interest anyone. I'm trying to make this a little bit more friendly to you guys. Like, here's some of my ideas. If you guys have ideas too, feel free to share them. If you want to see something being built on the server, or you have an idea of how you would like me to build something, let me know. I know so far you've only seen the kind of half-assed, not really caring too much, haven't really gotten to work on it thing in the single-player world and the trees, so you haven't really seen much of what I can really do. But I do have a little bit more time on my hands as of late, and I would love to start actually working on a large project. Not like this tree large, but large in the aspect of actually being something. I don't know how to explain it. Like, the tree is just big. The tree itself is big, but I'm talking like an actual large project, a project that takes time, that has multiple features to it, rather than just, like this tree where it's, hey, there's a giant fucking tree. So that's kind of what I've wanted to work on, is something that's kind of just an actual big project. Anyway, so that's the first little bit of layer of foliage, or foliage. Goddamn foliage. I don't know why I keep saying that. Anyway, so the first little bit of the layer of foliage done. Man, I don't know why that is such a tongue twister. And I think we're gonna leave that here for this episode. So thanks for watching, guys. Just to recap, let me know what you guys think. If you want me to try shortening the episodes to around 20 minutes, uploading them at 720p, so it's a little bit better quality. Or if you prefer, like the 26 to 30 minute long episodes like we're doing now at 480. The difference isn't so big of a deal in Minecraft, in my opinion, as it is in other things that I will be uploading in HD. But in Minecraft, that's kind of one of those things where if you guys would rather see longer episodes in HD, or I mean shorter episodes in HD than longer ones in 480, by all means, I have no problem doing that for you guys. Also, if you guys have any ideas for what our next project should be, or if you guys have any preferences on which of our projects that I've kind of thought up that you would like to see me start working on, let me know if you guys have any opinions on that. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and you're beautiful as always. This is Nakanaide, signing out.